So camera's gonna be on, and I'm just gonna get a little used to it, and then
Okay.
we're gonna start the official podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't it just weird that like it changes when the camera is on?
Yeah, it
It
is.
is. It's just so weird that.
I mean, nothing changes. It's just something recording, but
Yeah. Well, that's what changes is that now this conversation has potential to reach
yeah,
places outside of this room.
yeah,
Before
yeah,
we didn't think anything was,
yeah,
I mean, it could go by word.
yeah,
Like you could tell somebody, "Oh, Josh said this" or whatever,
yeah,
or I could tell somebody, but
yeah,
this is you could show them exactly what happened.
yeah. I think that's a solid intro.
You think so?
Yeah.
That just got like, I guess so.
Very
Well, this is
philosophical.
another episode of this podcast. I'm Josh, and
I'm David.
this is David,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk. We've got a couple of questions we want to ask each other. So, who wants to ask first question? Me or you?
I guess you can.
You want me to ask first
Yeah, you're the
question?
host. So.
Okay, I'm the host, I
Yeah.
guess by default because it's my channel.
Yeah.
If you're more curious about me, you can click the channel and you can subscribe.
Yes.
Okay,
You should do
David.
that.
I think we're gonna start off light with where are you from, David?
Where am I from?
Yep.
I'm from this is our town. This is our claim to fame. It's the last home of Davy Crockett, which is
I know
Rutherford,
where that is.
Tennessee.
Rutherford, Tennessee. Yep, I
Yeah.
know where that is, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Rutherford, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
18.
Yeah.
You got a lot of life ahead of you.
Yeah.
Me too, though.
Which is I don't know how to feel.
You know how old I am?
Huh?
Do you know how old I am?
I think 25.
Yep.
Nice.
25.
When is your birthday?
June 15th.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yep. June 15th. I'm Gemini.
Nice.
I
think
Okay, your turn to ask
I
a question.
forgot what mine was.
Your turn to ask a question.
Snapchat.
I liked your disclaimer, I liked David's questions better than I liked mine.
I haven't. I don't think you said all of what you had on there. We'll get to them, I guess. So, so do we want to start with that one? Top one?
Okay.
Okay. So, what was childhood like?
My childhood.
Yeah.
We'll start. My very first memory ever was standing in my living room. I think I was like 4. What I can put together in my head. Standing in my living room, and it was bare feet on a wood floor, a white cabinet, and I think a TV. But I don't remember. That was like my very first memory. It's just a image in my head. Nothing else around it. And my upbringing was military-esque style. I'll be honest. My father was a colonel in the National Guard and had he went through drill camp, boot camp, and went through all that. So lots of discipline, lots of things of that nature. And my older brother argued against that, fought back against it. So I saw that. I saw the banter between my dad and my brother, and I'd normally side with my dad. No, that is right. I should probably make my bed. I should probably, be on time and finish jobs, do them the whole 9 yards or whatever. And mom was a teacher. So that's my parental dynamic. So I think that tells a lot about your upbringing is what your parents were like and what they do.
What did she teach?
She kind of followed me up through. She taught preschool when I was in preschool. Then I went to elementary school, and she still taught the preschool. It was still in there. But when I went to middle school, she got a job basically with middle schoolers.
Oh, okay.
And then when I went to high school, she got a job with high schoolers. Yeah. I think she definitely was the hovering mother pretty much of being over your child. Yeah, I'm a little sheltered growing up.
Yeah.
I'm a little sheltered. I think that caused me to make decisions in my teens and early 20s of curious of the unshelteredness. Like I want to
Mm.
get out here on my own and like
Yeah.
try this for myself. I don't care what anybody says. I know if it's I've been told it's bad, but I want to find out for myself if it's bad. And
Yeah.
most of it's bad.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I would say most, pretty much all of it is bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went down. Uh, most people watching this probably know me as fitness creator, like doing fitness
Yeah.
and stuff. But that's only been like a year of my life
Yeah.
of fitness and health and pursuing that. It's like the only healthy hobby I've found since I turned 20. And my interests were parties and drugs and not worrying about the future in the slightest because it might not be here. But so far, every day I've woken up, you know,
Yeah.
it's still here. Like
Yeah.
the future's still coming.
Yeah.
Um, what was I talking about?
Like
Oh, I made
how
bad
yeah,
decisions,
yeah.
and yeah, yeah. But I guess I'm fitness stuff for a year. I don't know. End question, I guess.
In question, yeah. Yeah.
End question, I
End
guess.
question.
Okay, my question for you is I kind of want to take your topics and answer them
Sure,
each
yeah.
other. Like,
Yeah.
so what was you're 18, you haven't even had the phase like the next phase. Mine wasn't 18, but it was 19,
Yeah.
sort of the endish of 19 to 23, 24 of degeneracy. Bad.
Degeneracy.
You know, I didn't even make, I wasn't planning for a future or a career or anything. I didn't have
Yeah.
anything in my mind. I could not even start to manifest or paint a picture of me in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it was like that. Maybe just drugs, and maybe just I think it's because I didn't want to. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't accept that I was gonna have like up to like 80, 90 years of this of what's going on, like on this
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that. But anyways, I'll ask you about
Yeah.
your childhood. So what was yours like?
So I'll do the first memory thing because this,
Yeah.
I think it's a very rare thing to remember this early. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I remember being an infant, like all the way back to an infant. My first memory, I remember, and uh, like I can remember in like pretty good detail. Um, I was like on the couch. I wasn't on the couch. Mom was, but she was holding me on the couch, and I was getting fed or whatever. And I just remember looking at the window, and I just looked at the window, and like the blinds were like they were closed or open, one of those. And then boom, I'm 4 years old. So
Right.
like a whole bunch of
But you
time.
have,
Yeah,
yeah, just like I had when, you
yeah,
just have an image.
yeah,
You don't remember hearing anything
yeah,
or smelling anything, or you just remember you just got an image.
yeah.
It is weird.
I remember
An
thinking,
infant, so you don't
yeah,
even like
yeah,
you don't have any memories of standing or anything like
no,
before that.
yeah,
I was standing in my first one. I
yeah.
remember that. I was standing.
I remember thinking, I was just like, man, I kind of would rather have something else than this, like to eat or whatever. Yeah,
What were you? Do you know what you were eating? Was it?
it's probably just milk or whatever,
Oh,
formula or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So it was a bottle though. Do you remember it was a bottle?
yeah,
Okay, weird.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
it
getting
was a
weird.
bottle.
We're getting weird territory. Okay. Okay, that's your first memory.
Yeah, yeah. And
It's
then
interesting.
childhood. Let's see. It was pretty good. Dad didn't have any like military background or anything. His dad though, his dad actually, if I'm not mistaken, he like worked on like army vehicles, so he
Hmm.
was like their mechanic or whatever. So that's cool. But Dad didn't really do any of that stuff. I don't think he had any like desire to. But he worked in like mostly just factories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But upbringing wise, I would say I was also pretty sheltered too. Um, like like I just now saw like not just now, but like in recent months, I've just now seen all of the Spider-Man movies. Like I
Really.
couldn't watch those before because mom didn't like the language in them or anything. So I just recently caught up on those and stuff.
Yeah.
So, which they're good by the way.
Which is their Spider-Man movies are very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hate that you were sheltered from that, but I
I know.
mean, I question about, what should we be consuming randomly
Yeah.
through media, and like,
Yeah.
especially with scrolling like
Yeah.
random For You pages these
Mm.
days, you don't really choose to possibly get traumatized a little bit from the screen or
Yeah.
get exploited in some way just
Yeah.
from the next
Yeah.
scroll. So I don't know.
Because you don't know what's coming up next or
Mm-mm.
whatever.
And you don't know if somebody is doing that to mess with your head.
Yeah.
Like anybody can grab the phone and post. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you see like the stuff at 3 a.m., the scary stuff, or like people do it
Yeah.
to mess with your
I think I
head.
just let a whole bunch of air go into the mic. Hopefully not.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't have the best equipment. Y'all know that from the other episodes. If your first time watching, yeah, I don't have the best equipment. It's not Joe Rogan.
That's fine. I don't
um,
even have this. So.
but yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
Yeah.
take much. Hopefully, like you said, there
Yeah.
will be a progression of like the intros
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, the stuff at 3 a.m. it they hit different because you're in bed and stuff. Like it's like you're alone and stuff. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're
yeah,
like
it
me, you're
is.
alone. You may have a significant other. If that's the case, then you're lucky. But but if you're like me, you're alone in
Yep,
your bed. So
yep.
uh,
Me too. Me too.
that's fine.
And I want to make some short horror kind of stuff. I need a script. Do you write
Yeah.
scripts?
I do like I used to do animation. Like I'm trying to pick myself back up on animation again.
Did
Like
you did hmm, you mean like creating a story and then animating it out?
yeah, like I like any like funny story I thought would happen, I would just draw it out and post it to YouTube. People liked
You
it.
draw it out
Yeah,
like
like
on the computer?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the computer.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
I,
say
I
like
want like a PC, but like all I have is an iPad, so I have to use like I'm very on a budget, but
iPad's good
yeah.
though.
But
You
it's
can get a
turned
lot
out
good with the
good.
iPad.
People liked them. I would have. I feel like I would have gotten to like at least 1,000 subscribers by now, but if I kept going, but I got lazy 2 years ago, and I just like I don't want to do this right now, and then I stopped. So I'm still at
Do it
like
again. What's your name? What's your YouTube name?
it's it's corn dog animations. I guess this is like unofficial face reveal. I mean,
Corn dog animations. Chad, we got corn dog animations on the pod. Face reveal right here. J Lundo
yeah,
Lundo. Like and subscribe. What the
yeah,
heck? What? That's crazy. But yeah, that's
yeah,
I've had a bunch of things that
yeah,
I've like, I just stopped.
yeah,
I think about stopping social media often.
yeah,
Like just stop being a creator because it's very stressful.
yeah,
Um, you wonder like why you actually do it, but then you have moments to where you realize again, like
yeah,
I don't know, I feel like I'm having that right now, honestly.
yeah,
Because I love doing these podcasts and stuff.
yeah,
And I always get stressed out before because I'm like,
yeah,
I want it to be good and I want it to be perfect. I don't want people to hate on it and, get hate comments on my podcast, but that's just gonna happen. Like my very first podcast, some dude just went in on me for like not having like he just didn't like it, I guess. It just
wow.
wasn't a good podcast. But
You want to call
it's
him
my very
out?
first one.
You want to call him out right here?
Um
At him?
who was it? I don't remember. I don't remember. I could find the comment. Let's go find the comment. Let's go find the
Dude,
very
we're
first
we're
comment.
exposing this guy.
Yeah. Let's go find the very first I think it was the very first comment I ever read on a podcast.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. I might have had a couple before. Interviewed by Tiny, first podcast.
My
So
sunburn is causing
this
me to
hit my
itch.
wall for some reason. Don't know who you are, either of you. You don't introduce yourself or say why anybody should watch. Lots of work to do, guys. I realize the latest fad on YouTube is podcast, but at least watch others and learn how to freaking do it first. I felt
Man,
like it was, bro. What do you mean? What are the rules and stipulations of a
I
podcast more
mean,
than just
yeah.
conversation on
I
a
mean,
mic?
it's your channel, so I mean,
Yeah,
you make the rules, so
that's how I felt too.
yeah,
Like who tells me I have to do a podcast a certain way?
yeah.
Um,
That's honestly kind of a womp womp in my opinion for him.
yeah, and I mean, I did. He said I didn't. You didn't introduce yourselves, but I kind of treat the channel like I said this time, and
Yeah,
I treat the channel as an introductory to me
yeah,
because I get tired of introducing myself every
yeah,
time. I like it kind of short. Just I'm Josh, like
yeah.
this is my channel, it's my podcast, and all that.
This isn't a Minecraft channel where you have to introduce yourself.
Yeah, right. And you're gonna learn if you just listen to the podcast. You're gonna learn a lot about me
Yeah,
and whoever is on the podcast right now is Mr.
yeah,
David.
yeah,
Mr. David Atkins.
yeah, Mr. David. Yeah,
Well, corn dog animations. Also,
Yeah.
how do you feel about your name? Should I cut that out?
Oh no, that's fine. I don't
Okay,
care.
yeah,
I don't
I
really
don't.
care about that stuff.
Me either. I mean, there are weird people out there that'll try to like
Yeah.
stalk you and stuff,
Yeah.
but normally, I hope they
I mean,
don't.
I feel like if my YouTube was to ever get bigger, I mean, I wouldn't be in the same town anyway. Like I would probably be somewhere
There
else. But
is like similar to me right now. There is a probably. I have no idea how long the lag period is until you start making real money to where you can change your
yeah.
situation.
Uh-huh.
But right now, people do. I have a pretty decent audience, but not like
Yeah.
change my situation money. It's like buy my
Yeah.
grocery money.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I would be happy with that.
Yeah, I am happy. I am
yeah.
happy with that. But
Yeah.
still, but like you said, if your YouTube got bigger, you wouldn't be in the same town. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times it doesn't just blow up. It's like you
Yeah.
slowly, you like
Yeah.
this. My YouTube feels like it's slowly like progressing up, and it is kind of
Yeah.
good progression. But it's not like I ain't getting 1,000 subscribers a day or an
Yeah.
hour, or like boom, like going crazy.
Yeah.
Like nothing like that. It's like slowly every day.
You know, to really get blown up fast, you could be a prank channel, but you have to sacrifice a lot of.
Your whole dignity in life. You have
yeah.
to sacrifice everything, and you can kind of verge out of it. Just get a couple pranks that blow up,
Yeah.
and then move on to other things. But still,
Yeah.
no, I don't think I want to be a prank channel. I like to keep the channel decently
yeah.
serious. Decently
Yeah.
serious. I do make jokes and stuff, but at the center of it is basically me holding myself accountable to self help,
Yeah.
and then show people the process and
Yeah.
let people. I mean, the live streams before the gym, I use that as fuel because if I just stare at the camera, people start making fun of me. People start basically bullying me, making jokes and stuff, and that
Yeah.
gets me. They do make me laugh a lot of times. But that gets me going. Like
Yeah.
that makes me like tense up and like
Yeah.
want to go lift like even more. Want to go like. I feel like I'm a Naruto character.
Yeah.
Like I'll
So,
prove you wrong.
do you have like a name for the character? Like when you get
The
all
villain
good?
is what they
The
call it. The
villain?
villain is what they say, or they just say I'm on drugs, or they just say they have a bunch of them. They'll be like Jim Carrey tweaking,
I've seen a lot of Andrew Garfield,
Andrew
Spider
Garfield
Man.
on Fent.
yeah, I saw that one.
Spider-Man on Fent is
Spider
crazy.
Man on.
Oh yeah, that's the celebrity lookalikes I get is
yeah,
Jim Carrey, Andrew Garfield, Wolverine recently. I guess because of the hair. My hair is kind of they talk about my hairline. Even though I think that's a cop
you're
out. I think that's a cop out making fun of me. I think that you say hairline, but that
yeah.
shit is not.
Your hairline's better than mine. Mine's bad. That's why I have my bangs so I can hide it.
I also had mine lined up a few times.
oh yeah,
But yeah, that's my celebrity lookalikes right now. What's yours? Oh, I used to get Penn Bagley when I had long hair, and
yeah,
that's the dude from You that played the main character on You, the real creepy guy,
yeah.
the stalker.
There's been a couple people that said Andrew Garfield, but I don't see it that much for me.
For you?
Yeah, but like for you, I see it, but for me, I don't. Someone said that maybe like maybe Andrew Garfield like before he started having his beard, maybe
Yeah.
like I can barely see that like in the first Spider-Man film, maybe. But other than that, I don't really see it. I feel like there's been a couple others.
I'm trying to.
I think I got compared to what's his name? It's who's the guy? There was a movie about him, and he was like dating this like e-girl or whatever. He was like in a video game. It was like something Scott Pilgrim versus the
Yeah, yeah,
World.
yeah,
Someone
yeah,
said I
yeah.
looked like him, but like a just alternate version. they said
Scott
like
Pilgrim from the
yeah,
multiverse.
they said like a less nerdy version of him or something like that.
I mean, that's not too far off. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
I guess you do. You do kind of have a Scott Pilgrim
yeah,
aura. Like he's a character though. Like he's
yeah,
basically a comic book character. I don't know. I
yeah,
think he is kind of like multiverse. Like there's a bunch of different ones, but I may be
yeah.
wrong. I'm not sure. I hadn't seen that movie in a long time.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen clips or whatever. It looks cool.
hmm What's other questions you got?
Other questions? Let's see. Open it back up again. Um. Okay. How did you get into working out? If there's a question that I ask that's already been said, then we don't have to say it.
No, I like this one.
Okay.
I started with sports and athletics. Like,
Mm.
I mean, just from the time I can started having memories, I was playing sports. I think I was kind of groomed into it. My parents were like, you're gonna play sports. You're gonna play
Groomed
sports.
into it
I
is
didn't
insane.
mean for that
No,
to
it's
be
fine.
weird. But so then there's a point to where especially with my dad being military, he's like, start doing push-ups, start doing pull-ups and stuff. And I could never do them really. Like,
Yeah.
I remember being in my parents' room one night, and I was going to do push-ups, and I couldn't really even do them right, and I felt really self-conscious, really bad. My dad was telling me I'm not doing them right, and I got emotional, like went to my room and like sulked a little bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't do them, and I got a pull-up bar when I was young one time for Christmas. And I swear everybody in my family could do a pull up, even the big people, like even the people out there were fat. Even my fat uncle,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did a pull up, and I was like, my brother did. My brother don't work out. I was like, and I couldn't do one, and
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah.
Um, and didn't really just was like, I'm just bad at this. I'm just naturally bad at this. Then in high school sports, football, we'd work out, and I was one of the worst ones, the weakest ones. Couldn't grow
Mm.
muscle. Couldn't like. Just lanky, like not strong for my weight or size, not fast either.
Yeah.
And then right after high school, we had this little shed. There's actually an Instagram page that you could try to find, the Shed Fitness. I worked out in there for like 6 months. My arms filled out, nothing else, because all the movements I was doing, I was only basically pushing and pulling with arms. I wasn't activating back, I wasn't activating chest,
Yeah.
just arms. And then I had one more kind of attempt in Memphis. I lived there for a year. I was going to the gym just about every day because I had nothing else to do. And I was trying to bulk, but I was only eating protein. Like, I wasn't eating carbs,
Yeah.
wasn't eating fats. I wasn't doing none of that. I was just trying to eat just straight tuna and straight chicken with no like bread or rice or nothing. And it didn't work.
Yeah.
So then that led me to I'm 24 when I was 24 years old. So last year, I'm basically deciding that I have to change my lifestyle. Like, I can't be drinking and smoking and chasing nightlife of random small town bars and fucking hanging out with your friends, getting hammered and just spending your money and being degenerate. I just can't do that. So I decided I went to therapy during that time and learned that mental and physical health directly align. That's like the only thing, that and what color is your parachute are the two things that I took from that therapy pretty much.
What is the parachute thing?
It's a book. I obviously didn't read the book. I don't know why I said obviously, but I didn't read the book. Ironically, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But just that phrase is what color is your parachute. It's just, I kind of look at it as life is a free fall. You're falling.
Yeah.
Like, death is here, birth is here, and the whole time you're kind of like falling, and you're falling at different speeds at different times and stuff. And you can actually grab things. So I guess, or you have a parachute. Say that's, but there's different colors. Like, some people's parachute is walking every day. That just gives them there. In sunlight, it just gives them there. That's a very common one.
Yeah.
That's mine too. Some people's parachute is their cat, or their dog, or
Yeah.
friendship, or their partner. It just makes you fall a little bit slower. It seems like that's your parachute. You're still
Yeah.
gonna, the bottom's not solid, nice ground. The bottom is crocodiles or something that kills
Yeah.
you at the bottom, like swamp infested water. It's still death, which is a heavy topic, but you just got things to help you on the way down, or like
Yeah.
that while you're there, or maybe just on your fall down. You find a PlayStation and you get to play your PlayStation for a little while
Yeah.
before you die, or just something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
But then I learned physical and mental health directly aligned, and I went to test that basically. Of I didn't want drugs. I tried drugs in college. That didn't make me happy. It made me have fun, but it didn't make me happy, and I didn't enjoy the
Yeah.
memories looking back on them. And the side effects are too rough. So they offered me drugs for mental health problems, and I was like, no, I don't want drugs. And he told me that mental and physical health, like, so I was like, okay, I'm about to go work out. And I just started doing yoga, and I started stretching, and I started That's about it. Just going to the gym, yoga and stretching, and some weightlifting. And then I just started looking in the mirror at myself a lot during yoga, and I was like, no, I'm going to gain weight. I want to be bigger. I'm tired of being lanky. I want to have control over my body. Um, and I just started eating a lot, and I got big and fat and strong. That was the goal, though. I just wanted to gain weight. I didn't care about my physique. I didn't care about nothing. I just wanted to gain weight and look strong. And then I looked up and I was like, I'm fat. Now I need to cut this off. Let me
Yeah.
learn how to cut the weight. And
Hmm.
I've just gotten really interested in it. And now for a year, I've been working out. So I guess mental health basically is how I started working out.
Nice.
Mental health issues. And now it's transformed into basically an obsession with changing my body. I love that shit. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love how much more discipline I'm getting and how much more I have to go. I have a long ways to go.
Yeah.
Um, but I am progressing in a healthy
Yeah.
path. So I'm proud of myself.
What's like the kind of like the what's like your end goal body, or do you want to keep going like until there is no more to change?
Till there is no more body.
Yeah, I guess so.
um, it's not body based. I pretty much accepted that the main goal is to maintain health
Hmm.
and to not force. If it's working, if you are staying healthy, don't force too much change. You can stay with the same stuff. But end goal body, I think peak body, I'll probably, depending on this next cut, so I'm going to bulk up again this time. Pretty clean, pretty tracked, pretty disciplined. I'm going to cut again. Pretty damn clean, pretty damn disciplined, just like this first time. And we're going to look at my body and see, like, okay, do I want to get even bigger and stronger and more, or
Yeah.
is this good? And we figure out other ways to fill our time. Like, I'm still going to walk, I'm still going to probably lift weights, I'll still maintain something, but I'll transition more into, maybe I'm working on making money more than I am bodybuilding
Yeah.
and posting my body and doing this and doing that. I just want to be healthy first. I want to be healthy physically and mentally. Then we want to move on to finances, and I mean, I'm gonna try to maintain family time and family relationships and friendships and stuff throughout. But right now, it's fitness and health. Business will probably come at some point. I got a business degree. I want to see it. I got a business degree. It's just sitting. It's not even hung up. It's just sitting in my floor. A business degree in marketing, bachelor's, and I just don't use it. Why? I don't know why I don't want to work. Like, I just can't work for people for some reason.
Yeah.
I can. I've done it. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like content creation. I like
Yeah.
thinking of that, of like my lifestyle
Yeah.
of being in control of the time and when I do stuff in that way.
I think you can definitely use it with your content creation. Like if you like hire people like management and stuff, that
Mm,
that would work.
yeah, that's far down the.
Yeah.
That's, well, I mean, you never know. That's probably far down the road though. I would say peak body, peak performance for me was what it's looking like. Maybe like 5 years. Like when I'm like 30, I might have a lot of shit figured out.
Yeah.
I might have my body maintained, a healthy diet. I might be having 11 hours of productivity compared to, like, I probably
Yeah.
get, if I wake up at if I go to work, I wake up at 5:30 and then I'm normally home by like 5. So that's 12. Oh damn. Sometimes I get 14 to 15 hours of productivity, and then but on an off day I'll get up at like 6 or 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 9. I hadn't really figured that out yet at
Yeah.
25. I don't really, my off days aren't real set, and they kind of are, just they're off days. I
Yeah.
still lift. I've been lifting later at night, but what I was saying about at 30, that'd be about 6 years into lifting and discipline, and depending on how far I take it, I might be pretty successful.
Nice.
And I know you were talking about biggest insecurities. That's another one of mine. I said some off camera, but
Oh yeah.
I'm not successful. I don't feel successful.
Mm.
I feel very minimally successful.
Mm.
I feel like I have not worked that hard in my life, also. I feel like I've been spoiled, and I feel like I've had a pretty easy path to where I am right now.
Yeah.
Until recently, until the last couple years, I've had it easy, so easy. I've been so spoiled. I've just had it so easy. Then I started running out of money.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and like I have drug addictions and bad mental health, and I've got to go make it for myself now. And that's when life got hard
Yeah.
or harder. I still ain't got the hardest life. Like, oh, sorry, sorry, y'all. I still don't
Yeah.
have the hardest life. I'll be honest. How do you
Yeah.
feel about your life up to 18? You feel like you've had it hard or easy or
I feel like it's been on 100% easy mode. Like it's um
what about you? What about you,
what
viewer? Do you feel
about
like
you
your life
guys?
has been easy or hard? Let us know in the comments.
Yes. Like Dora for a second. What do you think?
What do you think?
Wow.
Cómo está? Or
Whatever that means.
dónde? Has your life been on easy mode, medium mode, medium difficulty, hard mode, expert,
Hardcore.
hardcore,
Try hard.
try
Wow.
hard, mega ultra sigma veteran?
Sigma veteran.
Mine's been easy and now probably I'll say moderate right now. Moderate mode because I'm not like in super survival mode, but I'm trying. I'm making my life harder. I'm trying
Yeah.
really hard to like lift weights with fucking perfection, or trying to set my day up to get the best lifts, to get the best pump, to maintain my body in the right way. And I'm trying to do some personal business stuff, like some shirt sales. Some like there's a website
Yeah.
coming out for these shirts. Not finalized yet, but and making myself like get up out of bed like immediately, like not lay around and not be lazy. I have to do
Yeah.
something productive every day, and it's multiple. Like there's still lots. I mean, at this point, I'm one of those people that constantly has something in their brain that could be done.
Yeah.
That could be done. Like I could have vacuumed these floors, and I could have cleaned today, and I could have done some more. But I laid around, I sat around, and didn't want to do it because
Yeah.
I mean, I've got plenty of things to do.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of things to do,
Yeah.
and it's uncomfortable for me a lot of times because I do have plenty of things to do, and I can't just sit there and do nothing because
Yeah.
in my brain I've got all these things I can do,
Yeah.
and it's a balance. You just got to find the balance of doing that. Would you say? Do you feel like an adult yet?
Uh yes and no. It kind of depends on the day. Like there will be days where I feel like, oh, yeah, this feels nice or whatever, like getting to, I don't know, stay out later.
Mm-hmm.
And then also when I stay out later, I'm just like, man, I'm insanely tired. This isn't exactly what I thought it would be. And then there's other days where I feel like I'm, still 17. And there's days where I wish I was still 17. Just
Okay, so I can answer that. I can answer my question for you. Is you don't
yeah.
feel like grown up
Yeah,
yet?
not really.
Uh, you don't feel like grown up yet.
Yeah.
That's okay. I I get phases of feeling like grown up,
Yeah.
and they're becoming more and more longer phases of like I'm doing grown stuff, grown people stuff, and then I'll be doing something to make me feel like a kid again, and I hold out.
Yeah.
I cling to my inner child.
Yeah.
I ran from being an adult for 4 years, for like 20 to 24. I
Yeah.
ran from being an adult. Like a lot of my friends are getting married and starting careers and having babies and doing all this stuff. No, man, I'm trying to be a damn Twitch streamer, and I'm partying in college and
Yeah.
moving to Memphis to not be a good person, really.
Mm.
I was just a tender demon in Memphis. I was a tender demon in Memphis.
Oh, so you lived in Memphis. How was that? Not great.
I went down there. I worked for like 6 months, but I had some money saved up right after college.
Yeah.
I had a sales job down there that taught me a lot of good stuff, but destroyed me mentally.
Mm.
Just the management, the people that I was around, and like the whole little culture of it was crazy. But I was selling AT&T phones in Walmart to random people walking by. Hey, how are you? Walmart's got a promotion going on. Who do you have for your cell phone service?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I got Verizon. How many lines do you have with them? And I'd have a whole little sales pitch. And I got pretty good at it. I was the little Memphis office prodigy.
Yeah.
One of the bosses was not being very honest with me and was being real sketchy and stuff. And I didn't like being in Memphis anymore. And I got tired of people telling me no every day. And not having consistent money, and ugh,
Yeah.
it was just it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Uh, and the other times I was just exploring Beale Street, drinking, trying to hook up with girls on Tinder.
Yeah.
I was 22. Like I was 22 and I had some money.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Is my parents gave me a trust fund.
Yeah.
At one point I looked up. I was 19 or 20. I had $70,000. I just thought I was on top of the world. Like
Yeah.
I thought I had it all. And then over like 2 years, I just spent all of it. Like
Yeah.
I'm like eating out every day, and I'm paying my rent with like no like half a job sometimes, and
Yeah.
just ran out of it. So then I had to
Yeah.
start. Then I started social media at the end of that money that I had. Started Twitch streaming. That was ugly.
Mm.
I just got in bad mental health, like real bad, because I was just locked inside my room all night trying to play video games, and it was just
Yeah.
not that fun. Like I need sunlight and I need fresh things. And then I started streaming on TikTok right after that, and I was still in bad mental health, like still in bad health. And I saw some growth on Twitch and TikTok, but I wasn't doing healthy things really. And then started YouTube, and it was like at a phase in my life where I need to change some stuff. I need to become healthy. I need to figure out how to be healthy. I need to take care of myself in the long run. I need to stop these bad habits, and I've stopped a lot of them. I'm better at starting new healthy hobbies than I am quitting old bad ones. I just hold on to my bad ones like vape and smoke, and
Yeah.
but I just go to the gym and eat healthy and I get sunlight and I'm very active and I'm very productive. I just still have those bad addictions, bad problems. At
Yeah.
some point though, I think I'll be strong enough to quit them.
Yeah.
At some point, but until then, until then, we're just gonna keep trying. We're gonna
Yeah.
keep getting better.
Yeah.
I'm about to stop it for a second
Yeah. Yeah.
and make sure I pray to God the audio's not
Yeah.
like all scratchy and fucked up.
Yeah.
That was good.